I want to get the one simple thread-based assignment done from you. And for the remaining time, you continue to completion of your yesterday's given mini project. So start with the threads revision. And anytime you get stuck anywhere in anything, not just in threads, but whatever we have been doing, ask a question. So I'm not disturbing till your revision is over. Continue.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Have I not uploaded the data?
Yes,
Oh,
data
so
is not
sorry.
No, ma'am, data
I'll
is not
upload
there.
it right now. I'll upload it right now. I'm so sorry. I created this, but I must have forgotten to do that. So sorry for that. Wait a second. Day 20 data. See, I created it here, but I totally forgot. Just a second. Oh, I'm not uploaded. You are right. Yeah, I have uploaded it. Please download and check it. And anything you have, any question anywhere, do involve me. Do involve any of us. Continue, please. I'm so sorry for that. You can access it, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thanks. Continue. Let me not bother you. So I thought it was available. So you'll see in that lab instructions, as always, I have said revise today's threads concept and the whatever code samples and the diagrams and everything. Then we will discuss, after your threads revision is done, we will discuss a thread-based assignment. And then in the remaining time, you can continue to work with the mini project. That is the flow I would recommend. Continue and ask any doubt if you have. If you don't understand anything, please ask us.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, tell me.
Ma'am, in yesterday's assignment, I'm getting an exception. Can I share?
Okay, so you want to share screen?
Yes.
Yeah, just a second. Yeah, show me more.
Visible?
Yeah. So it is telling you now, not serializable exception. You've forgotten to create your book class implement serializable.
Yes, I did.
You did that?
Yes.
Just say Control Shift W.
Okay.
No, because sometimes you know what happens. You are working in a front project and all that. So, right? Yeah, show me book.java, right? Implement serializable looks fine. And show me this thing, the test library. Let me see the line number. New hash map and books, right? Restore data. Show me the restore data method. Wait a second. I'll just take a look at it. File, if file exists and this, whatever, return read object, else return populated data. Okay, let me just take a controller, this one. So I'll find out. Yeah. Can you show me the console? Take me to the console. Let's see which line exactly it is giving us the error.
Okay.
Console, please.
Just let me run it.
You're running it again. No. It was already running, I guess. Or you have stopped it? Okay, terminated.
Yes.
Fine. Yeah. Just now let me just check it up. I will check. So this is right aborted, writing aborted and here hash mark. The same all this is okay. So let's do one thing. This one. Where have you stored the file? Okay. Restore is here. So here you are saying system. You have hard-coded the file to books.acr. Fine. I'm just checking that file, whether it is corrupted or something. See this file is corrupted. Who is this Mohammed? See this,
Yes.
you have got hash map part and all is looking fine, but later you can see this delegating method, this whole thing is corrupt. The whole, you have got an exception here. So this does not have the correct data. So what I'll do is I'll just delete that file and we'll start from scratch. You must have got earlier, you must have forgotten to make this a serializable. I don't know exactly what.
Yes,
I
got that exception earlier.
Yeah. So let me see, huh? Let me run this again. Okay. So now can you continue? Just add one book or okay, display all the books. It should show you the sample data. You can double click on console, zoom. Just say 2. Let's see whether your sample data. Yeah. Just try to remove the book. We'll say something like. So we'll see whether that whole cycle, storing and restoring, is working fine. Someday. Say 2 again. Let's see whether any books are gone.
Not gone.
All books are gone?
No.
No. You said which date you said? Maybe there is nothing after that. Before that, you gave the date 2000, na? Uske baad bhi ye sabhi dates. So you can give the dates like 2010 and your Spider-Man will go.
2010, okay.
Yeah. 11. Now say that again. Show 2 others.
Yes, go.
So yeah. So now say exit 100. We'll see whether it is storing the part. I think there is no other problem in that. Okay, and now run the this thing again. Okay, say
Yes,
2,
it's
2.
hmm.
Yes, that there was
So
only the problem, small problem was this is working. There was nothing wrong in the code.
hmm.
What might have happened is you must have forgotten initially to make it serializable. There was a stack trace and you continued in the same manner. So in such case, simply delete the file and restart the application. That is the suggestion. You got me?
So I have a small doubt again.
Yeah, tell
So
me.
do I have to serialize in every option in
No. You read the problem statement. If you
yes,
start
yes.
serializing in every option, you will need like something like appendable file and all that. And basically it will slow down. So throughout the application, only once in the beginning, you are going to load the data from file into memory. And at the end, like you have done in 100, the serialization, you will be storing all the books into the file. So only once we are doing serialization at the end and deserialization at the beginning.
Okay,
Okay? Yeah.
okay.
Stop sharing.
Thank you.
Sure. Most welcome.
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah, tell me.
Can I share?
Yes, of course.
मॅम 19.1 होतं ना
एक सेकंड रोहित. हा बोल. कुठलं नाही दाखव मला. हा
19.1 होतं ना त्याच्यामध्ये
हम्म.
स्टोअर डिटेल्सचा टेस्ट रन करत होते. स्टोअर नाही होते, फाईल जनरेट नाही होते.
19.1 मध्ये आपलं सिरियलायझेशन नव्हतं ना रे, फक्त डेटा आयओ स्ट्रीम्स होत्या ना, डेटा इनपुट स्ट्रीम, डेटा आउटपुट स्ट्रीम होत्या, राईट?
हा
कर रन करून दाखव मला. आता कर प्रोडक्ट्स डॉट डेटा किंवा काही. रिफ्रेश म्हण. नाही झाली का फाईल तिथे?
नाही होत.
ओके बघते. एक सेकंड मी जस्ट टेक द कंट्रोल. काही चेंजेस केलेत का सेम कोड आहे?
सेमच आहे,
सेम
फक्त
कोड. ओके,
रिराईट
त्याप्रमाणे
करायचं.
चेक करायला. प्रोडक्ट्स आहेत, फॉर इच आहे, स्टोअर डिटेल्स आहे. ओके, आणि इथे युटिल्स मध्ये सिरियलायझेशन युटिल्स नाहीच आहेत.
नाहीच आहे त्यात. ते
म्हणजे
ट्राय करत
ते
होतो त्याच्यावरून.
हा प्रोडक्ट वगैरे सगळं ठीक आहे. सिरियलायझेशन आयोटल्स आपल्याला लागतच नाही, ते फक्त आयोटल्सच लागणार तुला. मी बघते तू काय केलंयस, वापरलंस इथे काय वापरलंस. इम्पोर्ट साठी कलेक्शन युटल्स आणि आयो युटल्स मध्ये स्टोर प्रोडक्ट डिटेल्स फाईन. आहे जस्ट डिस्प्ले इथे चालत नाहीये ना, म्हणून आम जस्ट चेकिंग की व्हॉट इज एक्झॅक्टली हॅपनिंग. आणि इथे ओके, इथे एरर इन रायटिंग पण आलं नाही आपल्याला ना, काय झालं नाही त्याच्या झालं हे झालं तसंच ओके. आणि इथे मॅप फॉर इच मी जस्ट चेक करते स्टोरी. सो मॅप तर दिसतोय इथे क्लास 19 मध्ये आहे. हे कर तुझं, एक मिनिट मी तुला सांगते. हे कदा काही वेळा ते आयडी मध्ये नाही ना, पण बघूया आपण फाईल क्रिएट
मॅम
होते का नाही
तुमचा प्रोजेक्ट रन केला ना तर त्यातून होते जनरेट.
त्याच्यातून होते जनरेट, मग ह्या
हा
प्रोजेक्ट
होते,
मधनं होत नाही
याच्यामध्ये
आता.
नाही होते, नाही
बरं
होते.
एक मिनिट, बीजीडॅक कोर ह्या फोल्डरला मला घेऊन जा. हे कर फाईल फोल्डर एक्सप्लोरर उघडतोस आणि डिकोलन बीजीडॅक कोर जावा क्लास 19. तिथे तुला राईट परमिशन नाही वगैरे असं काही नाहीये ना. क्लास 19 वरतीच आहे. डबल क्लिक कर त्याच्यावर. नाही डबल क्लिक कर ना, फक्त मला त्याच्यात बघायचंय. नाही इथे मग काहीतरी ना प्रोजेक्टला हे असतील काहीतरी, रायटिंगला फोल्डरला काहीतरी परमिशन्स नाहीत वगैरे असतील. एनिवे जस्ट अ सेकंड ना, आपण परत करतोस तुझं ओपन, परत इक्लिप्स परत ओपन कर. एक मिनिट मी फक्त फाईलचा पाथ वेगळा देऊन बघते की त्याने काय होतंय का. इथे मे बी माझा प्रोजेक्ट कुठला होता इथे, 19.1. इथे आता इथे प्रोडक्ट डेटा दिसतंय, प्रोजेक्टचं स्ट्रक्चर काही बदललंय. एक मिनिट मी बघते आता दिस वन. थांब जरा, फक्त मला बघायचं याचा फोल्डरचा पाथ काय आहे. पीजी कोर जावा डे 19.1. इथे म्हणजे रायटिंगला परमिशनला तर काही नाहीये. कारण कोड मध्ये काहीच नाही, तू सेमच कोड कॉपी केलंस का लिहिलंयस तुझं तू,
लिहिलंय
म्हणजे
मॅम
मी
पूर्ण कोड.
तुझं तू लिहिलंयस का.
हो हो.
म्हणजे मग मी जरा जास्त केअरफुली बघते. थांब, मला काय वाटलं तू माझंच हे करतोयस.
नाही नाही, कॉपी नाही केला, लिहिलेलं आहे.
मग मी आणि बघ, एंटर द बायनरी नेम इथे अजून एक आपण हे टाकूया तिथे. न्यू फाईल आउटपुट स्ट्रीम, फाईल नेम आहे, बफर आउटपुट स्ट्रीम आहे, इथे आहे. तरी फाईल नेम किंवा असं काहीतरी
आलं
पाथ
होतं
मध्ये
लास्टला टेस्टला आलं.
आलं होतं का, आलं होतं
आलं
टेस्ट.
आलं होतं.
स्पेसने टेस्ट येत आहे का रे. नाही तिथे
फाईल नेम नाही त्याला.
नाही ते कळलं मला, पण इथे स्पेस का दिसतीये तसं मला कळत नाही. इथे स्पेस आली आहे त्याच्यामुळे तुझा प्रॉब्लेम तयार होतोय का असं मी बघते. नाही पण इथल्या स्पेसचा त्याचा काही संबंध आहे, न्यू लाईन मध्ये केलेलं आहे आपण. कोड मध्ये काहीच प्रॉब्लेम नाही, म्हणजे मला तरी अजून काही दिसलं नाही. मे बी काही असं इनोसंट कुठली मिस्टेक असेल तर माहिती नाही, किंवा असं.
मी पण लाईन टू लाईन चेक केलं होतं, बराच वेळ बसलो.
नाही तसा प्रॉब्लेम नाही. आपण डीबग करूया, राहू दे. एकदा मी फक्त बघते तर डिबगर अटॅच करते. नेक्स्ट किंवा नेक्स्ट लाईन म्हणायची काही गरजच नाहीये. Let me put this time. Debugger टाकतो. मॅप मध्ये आहे, फाईल नेम मध्ये टेस्ट आलेलं आहे, नो स्पेस आणि काही नाहीये त्याचे. आता डेटा आउटपुट स्ट्रीम हे काय झालं, फाईल नेम आणि हे आहे. ए मध्ये 58 आलंय, व्हॅल्यू 35 असेल आणि बी मध्ये आली ती याची व्हॅल्यू आली, प्रोडक्ट आयडी आलाय. ओके, आउट डॉट राईट डबल वगैरे ते ट्राय विथ रिसोर्सेस केलेलं आहे, फाईल क्लोज झालेली आहे. ओके, लेट मी सी, पुढे झाला तो.
मॅम F6 प्रेस करताना
नाही, F8 रिझ्यूम करते, रिझ्यूम म्हणजे मला फक्त बघायचं की तो लूप होतोय का, 4-5 आपले प्रॉडक्ट्स आहेत ना, तिथे फक्त ते रिझ्यूम होतं ना, एवढं पाहिलं मी. ओ तो सॉरी एंड ऑफ सगळे झाले प्रॉडक्ट्स स्टोर म्हटलंय. तर क्लोज फाईल होत नसेल किंवा एनी प्रॉब्लेम इन क्लोजिंग द फाइल्स असेल तर अदरवाइज मे बी आय एम मिसिंग समथिंग. ई डॉट प्रिंट स्ट्रक्चर्स आहेच, प्रॉडक्ट स्टोर आले, सो देयर इज नो फाईल नेम आणि त्यानंतर this we are missing. मॅप आहे, फाईल आहे, डेटा स्ट्रीम, इम्पोर्ट्स बघते काही काही इम्पोर्ट्स चुकीचे असतील तरी सुद्धा होऊ शकतं ना. सगळं आयओ मधनं इम्पोर्ट केलंयस तू, परफेक्ट आहे. आणि फाईल आउटपुट स्ट्रीम, फाईल नेम हे पण परफेक्ट आहे. ट्राय विथ हे आहे, ट्राय विथ रिसोर्सेस आहे, व्हायला पाहिजे. एक काम कर रोहित, एक प्रोजेक्टचा हा झिप कर आणि पाठव मला, आय जस्ट चेक, कारण इट इज इझियर, कारण मला कसं होतं रिमोट चेक करायला थोडासा स्पीडचा प्रॉब्लेम येतो.
ओके,
तर तू काय करशील आता, हे मी कसं दरवेळेला करते, प्रोजेक्टचा झिप बनवते आणि व्हॉट्सअप व्हॉट्सअप नंबर आहे ना माझा,
नाही
व्हॉट्सअप नंबर नाही आहे, दॅट इज द फर्स्ट थिंग यू ऑल शुड बी हॅव्हिंग. एनिवे, स्टॉप शेअरिंग, मी पाठवते नंबर, कारण मला ऑब्वियस मिस्टेक दिसत नाही, मे बी आय एम मिसिंग समथिंग.
येस येस
मॅम एक डाऊट होता थोडा.
एक 2 मिनिटं थांबा. Let me finish with this. Guys, I thought I had shared my WhatsApp number with everyone and my Gmail ID also long back. People keep writing to me, so many. I have already shared, right? Yes. Because I remember I get messages from some of you. And my Gmail ID. Store it, because generally in project phase and all, if you take Java as a backend, you'll definitely require help. So store it somewhere. Yes, Rohit. You can create a zip of your project, send it to me. I'll have a look at it immediately. Yes, somebody else was asking me. Tell me.
हा मॅम शेअर करू स्क्रीन.
तुला शेअर करायचा, हा कर.
मॅम इकडेच पाठवू का पर्सनलला, चॅट मध्ये झूमच्या?
हो पाठव ना, व्हॉट्सअपला पाठवलं तरी चालेल. व्हॉट्सअप, आता व्हॉट्सअप नंबर शेअर केलाय ना.
ओके ओके,
कुठेही पाठव. येस कना, दाखव.
मॅम मी
जो लायब्ररीचा ऍप्लिकेशन बनवलाय ना,
हम्म.
त्यामध्ये समजा एखादी बुक ऍड केली तर एंड ऑफ द ऍप्लिकेशनला ती स्टोर होती, पण जेव्हा मी सेकंड वेळा हे करतोय ना रन,
ते दिसत नाही का?
हा ते पॉप्युलेटेड डेटाच दिसतोय फक्त. सो मी
ओके, मला तू एक मिनिट आता रन करू नकोस, मला फक्त तुझ्या मेथड्स आधी दाखव. मला मी बघू का? एक सेकंड, मला तू आधी
Yes,
सांग,
yes,
मी तुला
yes.
सांगते. नाही, केस 6 मध्ये रिस्टोर बुक्स डिटेल कशाला केलंय? हॅलो, रिस्टोर बुक डिटेल्स फक्त एकदा करायचं, राईट इन द बिगिनिंग. का ना, हा ते काढून टाकतात ना. केस 6 काय एक्झिट ऑप्शन आहे का?
येस मॅम.
हा, मग तिथे फक्त आपण जो डेटा मॅप मध्ये आहे, यू आर जस्ट सेव्हिंग अ कलेक्शन इन टू द मॅप. तिथे फक्त स्टोअर येणार. रिस्टोअर केलं तर कसं चालेल तिथे परत? गो टू द टॉप ऑफ द क्लास, आणि इथे रिस्टोअर पाहिजे. इथे हॅश मॅप नाही, हे म्हणूनच हे बघ ना, तुझे इथे चुकलंय. लाईन नंबर 29 मध्ये तू प्रत्येक वेळेला पॉप्युलेटेड डेटाच लोड करतोयस. ते कमेंट कर
ओके.
आणि तिथे रिस्टोर डेटा कर, आणि तो रिस्टोर डेटा आहे तो तुझ्या हॅश मॅपला असाइन कर. समजलं मी काय बोलले ते?
येस मॅम.
ट्राय इट आउट. नाही चाललं तर परत दाखव.
ओके.
ठीक आहे, यू कॅन स्टॉप शेअरिंग.
Hello, ma'am.
एक सेकंड, आय एम रीडिंग दिस वन्स. Shubham's this priorities are OS specific. So for min, yeah, Shubham, that is the exactly point. Are you listening, Shubham? I'm answering your question. Shubham, okay. So here, that was my point. That is the reason, since the priority is extremely relative, specific to OS, we will never use the priority factor in our coding, because then it will affect your working of the application. Okay, so that is the answer. We will never use the priorities, and will never write. You will see us never writing any code which relies on the priority. That's the statement I already made in the class. We are not going to be like using that. So you don't know. And in Java, there is no way, Shubham, I'm still talking to you, to find out anything native from the operating system. All you can see is the Java priority scale. Okay, you have sent me this one, Rohit, on my WhatsApp.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
मी बघते आणि मी
चालेल.
झालं की सांगते.
चालेल.
Hello, ma'am. Screen share करू का?
हो, एकच मिनिट दे. जस्ट गिव्ह मी अ मिनिट. हा, त्याचा फक्त प्रोजेक्ट. Just give me a minute, okay? कर शेअर. बोल.
मॅम, ही फाईल जनरेट होत नाही इथे.
19 कुठल्या प्रोजेक्ट मध्ये? सिरियलायझेशन डिसिरियलायझेशन ट्राय करत होतास?
हो, सिरियलायझेशन.
ओके, दाखव रन करून.
हे इथं होते, पण इथं दिसत नाही.
दिसत नाही. सेम प्रॉब्लेम ह्याला पण येतोय रोहितला. अर्थात तो सिरियलायझेशन नाही ट्राय करते, पण हे तर हॅव यू चेंज इज दिस माय कोड का? तो काही चेंजेस केले त्याच्यात?
तुमचाच कोड आहे मॅम.
काही फरक नाही, म्हणजे त्याप्रमाणे कसं मी चेक करणार, म्हणून मी विचारते. हॅव यू मॉडिफाईड एनिथिंग?
नो. फक्त ती तुमची फाईल जी तुम्ही तयार केली होती, ती फाईल डिलीट केली मी आधीची.
हा, that is okay. It is supposed to run this. एक मिनिट, मी I'll just take the control and I'll see. It is working, Kanad. Very good. Continue working on the next thing. Revise next. So what I'll do is, नो एक्सेप्शन. जर एक्सेप्शन आलं ना तर शोधायला खूप सोपं पडतं. इफ देर इज नो एक्सेप्शन देन वी हॅव टू डिबग हार्डर. सिरियलायझेबल आहे. नंतर whole thing is so see running this stop terminated का नाही आधीचं ऍप्लिकेशन रन होत होतं बहुधा म्हणून सुद्धा असेल. आय थिंक यू आर रनिंग अर्लियर. आय डोंट नो. मी बघते. आधीचं ऍप्लिकेशन पण एक रन होत होतं. आता मी नवीन हे करते. डी ड्राईव्ह आहे ना तुझ्याकडे? निलेश तुझ्याशी बोलतीये. N drive. This one, Nilesh, हे कर फोल्डर स्ट्रक्चर उघड. फाईल फोल्डर एन ड्राईव्ह ला N:, ला जा. N:. हा मी करते आता. थांब मी करते. इथे झाले ना test.scr. हे काय इथं तुझ्या काहीतरी फोल्डर स्ट्रक्चरला प्रॉब्लेम आहे.
ओके ओके
ओके चालू होते तर फक्त फाईल फोल्डर स्ट्रक्चर कर. रोहित आर यू लिसनिंग? तू सुद्धा ते करून बघ. जर वेगळ्या फोल्डरला सेव्ह करून बघ आणि बघ चालतंय का. तुमच्या काही वेळेला काय करताय की फोल्डर स्ट्रक्चरलाही प्रॉब्लेम येतो त्यामुळे प्रॉब्लेम येत असेल. ओके एनिवे ट्राय दिस आउट. यू कॅन स्टॉप शेअरिंग निलेश. देयर इज नो प्रॉब्लेम इन द कोड.
मॅम तसं असेल तर कोणतीच फाईल त्या फोल्डर मध्ये स्टोअर नाही झाली पाहिजे?
नाही N:, मध्ये नाहीये. आता आपण काय केलंय आता तुझा प्रोजेक्ट फोल्डर वेगळ्या ठिकाणी होता तर आता जस्ट कंटिन्यू कर N ड्राईव्ह मध्ये आणि टेस्ट पूर्ण सिरियलायझेशन डिसिरियलायझेशन देन विल चेक अगेन. ठीक आहे. बट वी आर राईट. कुठलीच नाही व्हायला पाहिजे. बरोबर आहे तुझं. पण आता ती चालू आहे N ड्राईव्ह N:, मध्ये होतीये ना तिथूनच रिस्टोर होते की नाही बघ आणि लेट अस सी वेदर द एंटायर सिरियलायझेशन अँड डिसिरियलायझेशन
मॅम दिस इज रोहित. यू आर थिंकिंग आय एम निलेश.
ओके मला वाटलं निलेशच बोलतीये. नाही
मॅम रिस्टोर पण होते आणि मी केलं तर
काय
रिस्टोर होत होती. मी कॉपी करून फाईल टाकली ना त्याच्यामध्ये आणि रिस्टोर बोलले तर रिस्टोर होत होती.
नाही तुझं अजून बघितलंच नाही रोहित. मी निलेशशी बोलत होते.
अच्छा सॉरी.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello, ma'am.
येस वन एट अ टाइम प्लीज.
Hello.
हा बोल.
Shall I share my screen?
Oh yes, of course. Yeah, please.
Ma'am, in the last thread class, we have used a main on the main method throw exception. Can we write in a try catch block? This
Yes,
program?
of course.
Okay.
Both the ways are possible. So एक काम कर प्रशांत. Just comment that throws interrupted exception. Control//.
Okay.
No. Control//. Only comment that particular part and click on Control// and //.
Okay.
Okay. And now come inside and say as usual we used to do. Enter main. Click enter. Press enter. आणि तिथे try opening bracket आणि खालती catch all. Before main over. नाही main over catch all च्या बाहेर टाक. Yeah, enter that. Press enter. And we used to do that every time, na? Here I just use the shortcut.
I just
Catch all kar na तिथे. Yeah. Whenever you say throws is just a shortcut to delegate the exception to the caller. Anytime you decide, you can always SOP mode. The exception आला तरी कळणार नाही. Yeah. Is that the question?
Yes, ma'am. And one more question.
Yes.
This is my sample data. I have used a string with the white spaces.
Okay. So then you'll have to use the yeah. Anyway, you tell me, right.
So I use this format, means first
Correct,
sc dot
correct.
next line. Is there any another method? Means another approach?
No. Other than next line, there's nothing.
Okay. Actually, because when we take an input in a constructor, so we have to write sc dot next line, and as I am a programmer, I know sc dot next line is we have to put enter to get a next input.
So you give the message to the user, na, enter the edit on the next line, but there is no other way. Once I take you to Advanced Java next week, we will have HTML forms and all that, and you will not have such mistakes at all, or such care you don't have to take, because we will have the request data and all that coming. But if you are using scanner, and if you are reading any token having white spaces, you can. Okay, sorry, there is one more option. This one, Prashant. You can change. See, the default delimiter for scanner is white space.
Yes.
So there is a method in the scanner class called as use delimiter, and you can change that white space to maybe comma. But then everywhere you will have to give the comma separated values. Are you understanding what I'm saying?
Yes,
okay. So I would say the shortcut now, anyway, we are almost over with core Java. So for scanner, you can use this technique sc.next line, and later you won't require such tricks.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. Yes, Shubham, you are asking something.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, Shubham, tell me.
Share करू का screen?
हाँ, करना. जार जावा TVF नहीं. हेलो शुभम, जार TVF. पाथ मध्ये टाकलाय का JDK बिन? तर नाही, त्याच्याशिवाय येणार नाही. Path has to be set to JDK bin. I'd given this instruction on the first day of core Java. Anyway, करून दाखव, कर. Tap कर, press tab. Tab की press कर, ते ऑटोमॅटिकली ऑटो कम्प्लीट होईल. एंटर. मी काल हे सांगितलं होतं. कोणीतरी मला व्हॉट्सअप मेसेज पण पाठवलं होतं. आय डोंट नो.
मॅम मीच केला होता.
तूच केला होतास का? ओके. हा, मी ते तुला सांगितलं ना, सेट द पाथ. इथे पाथ मध्ये नाही जायचंय. दाखव मला. टाईप सेव. नाही, एक मिनिट. हॅलो. वेट शुभम. तिथे जा, कमांड प्रॉम्प्ट वर जा, आणि तिथे फक्त पाथ टाईप कर. जस्ट टाईप पाथ. बघू मला आहे का JDK. एंटर कर. कुठे? पहिला तो ओरॅकल जावाचा जावा पाथ आहे, तो तुला टॉपला टाकायला लागतो. फर्स्ट एंट्री इन द पाथ शुड बी JDK bin. कर, तिकडे जा त्या सिस्टम एन्व्हायरमेंट पाथला. नाही सेट केलास तू. वरती नाही, युजर व्हेरिएबल्स मध्ये नाही, सिस्टम व्हेरिएबल्स मध्ये करायचा. आय हॅव गिव्हन ऑल दिस एनिवे. परत येते. पाथ खालती जा. थांब. सिस्टम व्हेरिएबल्स, तिथे पाथ आहे ना, सिस्टम व्हेरिएबल्स मध्ये वरती थोडं पाथ. मी करू का? हा, तिथे दिसेल ना तुला. हा, आलं ना, ओएसच्या खाली पाथ आहे बघ. तिथे नाही रे, तिथे नाही. एन्व्हायरमेंट ऑप्शन्स मध्येच. अरे बरोबर होतास तू तिथे.
मॅम इकडून आधी एडिट म्हणजे
गरज नाही तुला. तुला नाहीये का तिथे परमिशन नव्हती का? ओके. आय डिड नॉट नोटिस. बरोबर.
ऍडव्हान्स सेटिंग मध्ये जाऊन एन्व्हायरमेंट व्हेरिएबल्स मध्ये इथून आता करता येईल.
कर आता तिथे पाथ. हा, तिथे पाथ मध्ये जाऊन पाथला क्लिक करून एडिट कर. हॅलो, न्यू सिस्टम व्हेरिएबल नाही, तिथे पाथ वर क्लिक कर ना, खालती रे. थांब, तू थांब, मला कंट्रोल दे. मी कंट्रोल. एकच मिनिट. हे इथे मी म्हणत होते तुला, हे व्हेरिएबल इथे सांगत होते. मला इकडनं होत नाहीये कंट्रोल. पॉपअप स्क्रीन आहे त्यामुळे. कळलं का तुला मी काय दाखवते? ते खालती आहेत ती व्हेरिएबल्स. ओएसच्या खालती पाथ आहे त्याच्यावर.
हॅलो
पाथ फक्त एडिट.
कंट्रोल.
नाही ना, पण मला घेता म्हणजे मला येत नाही इकडनं मॅनेज करता येत नाही तिथे त्याच्यावर. पॉपअप
हा.
स्क्रीन आहे ना, त्यामुळे होत नाहीये.
झालं
परत
वाटतं
आण
मॅम.
ते 5चं. मला दिसतच नाही आता
हा.
तुझं स्क्रीन.
स्क्रीन
हे बघ, 1 मिनिट थांब जरा.
हे
स्टॉप शेअरिंग.
दिसतंय आता मॅम.
हो मला दिसतोय, पण मी जेव्हा क्लिक करतेय ना शुभम त्या पाथवर, तिथे होत नाहीये मला ऍक्सेस. तू एक काम कर, तू स्टॉप शेअरिंग, मी तुला माझ्या आवडनं दाखवते, तू पॅरलली फॉलो कर. हे बघ, इथे तू ऑलरेडी आहेसच तिथे. आता फॉलो करा. एन्व्हायरमेंट व्हेरिएबल्स, ह्या सिस्टीम व्हेरिएबल्स मध्ये मी तुला फक्त म्हणत होते या
ओके, ओके,
पाथवर
ओके.
क्लिक कर.
ओके,
त्याच्यावर
ओके.
तू एडिट म्हण. आणि आता मला माहिती नाही तुझा जेडीकेचा पाथ तिथे टाकलायस का नाही. तू टाकलेला नाहीयेस, तर तू काय कर, इथे कमांड प्रॉम्प्ट फोल्डर स्ट्रक्चरला जा. तिथे व्हेरेवर यू हॅव ऍडेड हे, तू मोस्टली C:, प्रोग्राम फाइल्स, जनरली पाथ सेमच असतो, जावा, जेडीके आणि बिन पर्यंत जा. हा पाथ कॉपी कर. ह्या सगळ्या इन्स्ट्रक्शन्स आपण केल्यात पहिल्या दिवशी फर्स्ट डे कमांड प्रॉम्प्ट वर रन करताना. आणि मग तो इथे न्यू म्हणून, कुठे न्यू म्हणून इथे टाक खालती. आणि मग पूर्ण मूव्ह अप करत लेट इट बी द फर्स्ट एंट्री. समजलं मी काय बोलले ते?
येस मॅम, गॉट इट,
Okay.
गॉट इट.
Yeah.
थँक्यू मॅम.
Sure. Most welcome. This one, Rohit, are you on the call? Rohit nahiye बहुधा कॉलवर. Anyway, Rohit, if you are this thing, you can talk to me whenever you come back in the call. There's no problem in the code. That is what I was confirming. Some problem with the folder structure.
हॅलो मॅम.
Yes.
मॅम काल ते तुम्ही ट्रान्झिएंट कीवर्ड ऍड केला होता ना याच्यात प्रॉडक्ट क्लासमध्ये, तर
Right.
तो ऍड करून अजून परत एकदा जार फाईल तयार करून तिकडं हे करायला लागेल.
Correct. See, Nilesh, it is as simple as that. Whenever you make the change, कुठल्याही कोड मध्ये म्हणजे त्या डिपेंडन्सी क्लासेस मध्ये जर चेंज केला, तर बिफोर रनिंग डिसिरियलायझर तुला परत एकदा अपडेट करायला लागतो, परत एकदा जार तयार करायचा आणि देन सिरियलायझेशन आणि then you will not get the invalid class exception.
ओके मॅम. आणि जो एक्झिस्टिंग जार आहे त्याच्यात तो कसा डिलीट करू?
तो डिलीट करायची गरजच नाही. तिथे एक ऑप्शन येतो बघ, कॅन आय ओव्हरराईट द जार. तिथे फक्त येस म्हण की ऑटोमॅटिकली जार फाईल विल गेट ओव्हर रिटन. समजलं?
Okay, ma'am.
करून
Yes,
बघ,
yes,
नाही जर झालं तर शेअर स्क्रीन दाखवते.
okay.
Yeah, so I think Rohit, you are back on the call. So
Yes,
I
ma'am.
tried. हा हे बघ रोहित, मी ते सेम, मी तुझा काहीच प्रोजेक्ट मध्ये फरक नाही केला. सो सेम प्रोजेक्ट मी इम्पोर्ट केला अँड इट इज क्रिएटिंग. सो तू फक्त काय कर, तुझं कुठेतरी फक्त ना त्या फोल्डर स्ट्रक्चर मध्ये तिथे ती फाईल कॉपी करण्यात किंवा फाईल क्रिएट व्हायला प्रॉब्लेम येतोय. सो चेंज द फोल्डर वेन एव्हर यू आर सेइंग ना. हे बघ, फॉर एक्झाम्पल रन करून दाखवते ते बघ. म्हणजे तर देर इज सम प्रॉब्लेम, देर इज सम permissions problem on your laptop for that particular folder is what I guess. I'm not sure. तर तू दुसरीकडे कुठेतरी करून बघ जिथे तुला ऍक्सेस आहे ना. तर फॉर एक्झाम्पल मी डी कोलन मध्ये म्हटलं. सो then whenever I check my D drive, इथे products.acr तयार होती. सो देर इज झिरो प्रॉब्लेम इन युअर कोड. जे तू टाईप केलंस ना कोड किंवा जे तू दाखवलंस मला कोड, जे पाठवलंस ना क्लास 19. So I tested it thoroughly. Sorry, this is not the thing. There's zero problem in the code. So continue with that. Just change the path. जिथे तू सेव्ह करतोस ना फाईल, ती फक्त पाथ चेंज करून ट्राय करून बघ. ठीक आहे?
ओके मॅम. ओके.
ओके.
थँक्यू.
शुअर. We call the run method. Shubham, it is a very interesting question. So I'll say this. Guys, other guys I'm talking to, is anyone listening? It's a very popular question. What will happen instead of calling start if you directly call the run method? That was the question Shubham had asked me. It's a one of the popular interview questions. Anyone wants to answer? My answer to that is try it out and you will definitely get the answer. But any ideas of what will happen? So compile time error, runtime error, or something else? What do you think? I'll repeat his question. Not really, Swapnil. Wrong. The question was, what will happen instead of calling you try it out. We have written so many code samples. Instead of calling start, by mistake, if you call a run method. Exactly, Akash, you are absolutely right. So when you call run, when you call start, internally, I have given the readme, guys. Just a second. Let me share the full screen. Give me a minute, okay? For that only, I keep writing lot of readmes. So open today's this. I know I'm switching the context. Open today's day 20 data, day 20 health, and there are two readmes. So one is called as regarding thread start. Okay, Shubham, the answer is in the answer to your question I'm coming to. So what happens when you call the start method? This internally invokes a native non-Java method called as start zero, and that internal start zero is going to create a separate thread of execution by the native operating system, and then whatever you have written in that run method, that will get called in a separate thread. But if you don't call the start method at all, will there be any parallel flow of control, or your run method logic, will it be called directly by main? In short, will it be a single threaded application or will it be multi-threaded application? Guys, answer. It will be a single threaded application. So that is a huge fatal error. So you should never do that. And the answer is already here. You understood me, Shubham? Because it was your question. Okay, continue, guys. Keep asking such interesting questions. Makes the lab session very interesting. Anyway, you continue with your this thing, revision. The moment revision is over, tell me, we will discuss today's assignment. Done? Srinivas, you are talking about done the revision part or done the today's assignment? What are we saying? Revision part is done. So guys, but others also have to finish it because I have to wait for others. That's my problem. So tell me, majority, what say? Shall I discuss today's thread-based assignment or you need more time to revise? Whatever majority says, I'll go by that. Can I discuss? Anyone wants? I mean, see guys, let me say it this way. You may not have completed the whole revision. I totally get it because we started today late. You had that guest lecture and all that. So I will discuss the today's assignment and then you, so just give me something like 10-15 minutes. And after that discussion, you can continue to whatever you are doing earlier. Everyone okay with that? Okay, so read the requirement. Yes, so spend a minute in reading the requirement and you are going to draw the picture. Picture means threads picture, like, and then we are going to solve means we are going to discuss and then I'll give you time or rather rest of the time is yours anyway to solve it. Read the requirement, please. You tell me when you finished reading, we'll start drawing. Have you finished reading the assignment? Can I start discussion? Okay, so now I'll just take this and open a pen. So I'm going to write this. You don't have to write the assignment text. You have that in front of you. You just help me to draw. So I'm labeling it as assignment help or something. So everyone knows the question. So start answering my queries. Wait a second, just draw a box. Okay. So read the question. First, let us, you are going to do the first with the extends thread. So you'll have practice of that. And once you have done that, you just copy it and make the small changes and make it via implements runnable. So that part I'm not discussing initially. So start answering my basic questions. How many threads are you going to create totally? Or rather, I'll say this. Okay, so there will be 3 threads in the system. How many system threads? One, that is garbage collector, we are not counting. So you can start drawing. My always suggestion to beginners or even the lateral programmers, whenever we are taking a experienced programmer batch, I always say that whenever you are having any threads, first identify the to-do list, the job list of every thread. Okay, so here is your main thread, and here you have got a even number printer. Later you can add prime number printer or what is it, composite printer. I just given you easy one, even and odd. Okay, so here identify main. So we will identify the job list, to-do list of main. This is your even printer thread, I mean task or whatever you can say, and this one is your odd printer. Once you put it in a design or put it in a diagrammatic form, especially for threads, things become easier. So now you must have read this already. So here, which thread is going to do the UI, user interaction, user interfacing? Which thread? Everyone knows this answer, main thread. So here I'm just jotting down, I'm just specifying. So where will you have scanner? In main, even, or all of above, none of above? Only in main. Everyone gets it? I don't want to see the scanner. I don't want to see the user interaction in any of the child threads. So here you will accept. So I'm writing in points. From scanner, accept the range. Range means what? Which 2 inputs you will have? Begin of the range, beginning and the end value. You got this? So you got this. So here I'll just put it here. You will get this here. sc.nextstring, simple. Now the next question. So what is the job? What else your main thread will have to do? You guess smartly. So I gave you scanner, accept input, that is the start value, accept the end value. So range you know now. What else your main you think you'll have to do? What is the other job of the main? Yeah, pass the values is fine, but basically that is okay. But what you are absolutely right. But give me a better answer. Better means, yeah, more concrete answer. Okay, let me give you a clue. Who is going to exactly? Srinivas is right. Who is going to create the threads and start them? Main thread. Who is going to manage the child threads is main. So here I'm saying simply create the threads. So at that time creating the threads, if you go by the extend thread scenario, you know which constructor to call. You can just call the even printer, odd printer this. And at the time of creating the threads, you will have to pass the range. Okay. So if I want to pass the range, so understand the point, the same range, okay, you are going to pass to the even printer and odd printer thread. So how will main thread pass these values to even and odd printer? Through the constructor. Absolutely correct. So yes, I already got the answer. So you can pass 3 things like he suggested. So if it is a named thread, you can pass the name. So there will be 2 different names. So one is even printer, one is odd printer. So I can say name and the start value and the end value. So names will be different for 2 different threads, but the start and end will be the same. Understood, everyone? Everyone can visualize the code, think in code. Is it helping you to visualize the code? Okay. Now go further. The user can give any range. I can give the range as small as 1 to 50, and the job will be over before you know it. But if I want to stretch it like 1 to 10 billion, for example, your threads are going to take a lot of time. So do you want to create orphan threads or do you want to ensure no orphans? Answer is no orphans. So which is the method to ensure no orphans? Which is the one of the use cases? Join. So here I'm just putting it in the statement. I'll share this as assignment help in case you need it. So here, ensure no orphans. In short, wait for child threads to complete the execution, and everyone knows the answer. How to do that? Via join. So you'll have something like event.join or t1.join, t2.join, etc. And then main can get over. So tell me honestly, openly, frankly, can you visualize what is it you are going to write in the main thread? As in, what is it you are going to write in the main method? Fully clear? Okay. So now I would suggest identify run method of one thread and then copy paste the whole thing into odd, because only small thing, very, very tiny thing is going to change. Here it is going to detect the print the even numbers, here odd. So that condition is only going to change. Rest of it is going to be the same. So let me start asking you. So here, let me start. I am giving the whole design, or rather I'm discussing the whole design. Sorry, I should ask you this. Will you declare any state? Will you declare, state means non-static, non-transient data members. Will you declare any state in the thread class? Even printer, odd printer? State or no state? Any instance variables, any data members or not? Of course, yes. Which data members, please? Tell me the state members. Range, absolutely correct. So name you don't have to. Guys, you are going to have a parameterized constructor. So you don't have to pass the name. Name will be passed as the parameter. So here state will be only start and the end, range basically. Then tell me, do you require a parameterized constructor or are you going to be happier with this thing? What is it called? Default parameterized constructor. So that will initialize name, then start range, start and end values. So I think you can manage that. This was an exchange thread. With implement scenario, you don't have to pass the name. That business of creating the thread, attaching this and all, you can do it right in the main method. And then if you are having an exchange thread scenario, start the thread. Without you starting the thread, nothing is going to happen. So just now we discussed, if you by mistake call the run method, there's no multi-threading. So this is the basic discussion of exchange thread scenario. So now tell me, when you call start, what happens internally? JVM calls a native non-Java method start 0. And that native method actually forces means requests the operating system to create a parallel thread of control. And then whatever you write in the business logic, run method, that gets executed. So now let's come to the run method. The whole logic is in the run method. So tell me, I hope everyone understands the basic template. So I want to see the messages, thread started, thread over. And if you read the problem statement here, I have told you, I have given you the specific instructions. So for even number, I want you to add small delay of 200 milliseconds. So tell me, how will you add the delay? Easy question. Which is the method will you use? So yes, you will add a sleep method. I'm not looking at the code guys yet. So I did not see what you offered. So here, the moment you say thread.sleep, sleep method includes in the throws class interrupted exception. So can I add the throws here in the run methods declaration? Or will you have to use try catch? Try catch or throws? Try catch. Why? What is the rule? Run method is the overriding form of the method. Overriding form of the method cannot add any new checked exceptions. Read the sequence. We have written all of that there. So all that thing, I'm saying you will take care. Now you just have a loop. So what loop you can use? You can use a for loop. The moment you use the for loop, yes, new checked exception cannot be added. Nidhi and Prashant, you are very right. So now, the moment you use a for loop, is this a imperative style of programming or is this a functional programming? Imperative style. So let us at least discuss imperative, and those who finish fast, I'm going to tell them now give me the functional code. Okay, so that we will discuss separately. So everyone can at least understand the for loop. Anyone, what will be the beginning and what will be the starting condition of the for and ending condition? Everyone knows that. What will be that? So I'll talk in code. For int I is equal to start, very right, and less than or equal to end if you want to make that end inclusive. And then everyone knows how to test. So even number modulo 2 equal to 0. So print it. But while printing, don't just print a number. I want to see the name of the thread, current thread dot get name, printed this even number. And when it is odd, you will automatically get that it is an odd number. So you will have just a even number. And like I said, I want to see the delay via sleep. Why I'm insisting sleep? The moment you say thread.sleep, what is guaranteed? The native scheduler or your scheduler will swap out, will remove the thread. The running thread will enter the block state, and the other thread which is ready to run will be swapped in. So there are a lot of context switchings which are happening, and that will test your code thoroughly. So tell me, are you able to visualize how you are going to write the thread class? I mean, thread task or whatever. And I'm telling you, don't waste your precious time writing the same code here. So let me ask you, when I say copy this code into R, start answering the questions. Will there be any change in the state or constructor? Change or no change? Data members and constructor, 0 change. Run method also will be 90% same. Only thing is here you are checking for even number. Here you check for the odd number. And the delay, sorry, I've asked you to change the delay. So whatever delay values I've asked you, change that delay also. Can you all realize, can you all visualize the code? Do you think you are, do you feel confident trying this out? Okay, so that was the step 1, extends thread scenario. So what would be the name of the class? Even number thread or even printer thread or printer thread, and you give me that. Then you make the second copy, like I keep making the copies, threads 1, threads 2, assignment 1, assignment 2, likewise, whatever. And then now don't create them as the threads, extends thread, create them as the tasks. So even printer task or printer task, and you know the changes. So then you will have the constructor, but will not have the name. You'll just have the range, and run method will be almost the same. So I'll slow down and you tell me, can you also give it a try? Do you feel confident to try at least? Whether you'll succeed or not, that's secondary. But do you feel you can try with implements runnable also? Great. So now step 2 is also over. So if you finish it in next 5-10 minutes, 15 minutes, you can always come back to me and ask for more. So that more is little longer. So forget that. But then my third request to you will be, remove this, what is it called? Imperative style, and replace it by functional style of programming. Any clues how? Any ideas popping up? You understood what I said? I don't like to see that for loop and this for each. No, for each won't help you. For each doesn't work on index. No. Implementing means you are killing the threads, Himanshu. Completely off track. I want to see, guys, I want to see 3 threads and competition between those 3 threads. Yes, anyone? You are not giving me sufficient this. I can't accept any of the answers given. When you just say lambda, I don't understand, Yogesh, what you mean. Give me the answer which I'll understand and which I can accept. Of course, when I say functional programming, it involves lambda and all those things. But just don't throw for each at me, or don't just say lambda. Give me some clue. Let me see what people are saying. Okay, I'll repeat the question. That's a good start. I said, okay, let me ask you. When the moment you are looking at a for loop, is it a functional style programming or is it an imperative style programming? Okay, imperative style. So we are focusing on replacing it by functional style of programming is the question. So is the question clear to all of you now? Okay. So anyway, let me not waste time because today is the day of threads, not of functional programming. Do you remember the interface by the name int stream? So what does that int stream does? Int stream is nothing but stream of primitive types or stream of references. P or R, primitive type. Do you remember we have seen the methods range and range closed? Right? So you can use in one liner, don't have the for loop and all. User has already given you the range. So you can use int stream dot range closed, and now I can accept your for each. If you directly just say for each, I can't accept. So then you can figure it out, and then you can check whether it is even or odd and display it. So the clues are, that is the last step. You don't have to try it immediately. First, I'm okay with imperative style programming, but later you improvise it. In stream, range close, for each, you can have filter, you can filter all these, whatever APIs you want to use, you can use and give me the result. Understood the last statements? And I'm saying, even if you have not understood the last part, I'm completely okay. I'm not even written that. Give me at least the multi-threaded application. I'll be more than happy. So let me share this diagram as an assignment help, and you proceed to solving. Somebody had already sent me the code. So if you've done it, I can always give you more work. You just have to tell me why I've completed all the earlier stuff. I'll share the next assignment with you. So let's see where I've solved. Just give me a second. Assignment help. Okay. So here, Java help. Yeah, I've sent you the diagram, assignment help. Start solving it. If any time after you do finish your revision first, I'm not at all pushing you that you have to do this first. After you are comfortable in after doing the revision, do try it out. Anywhere you get stuck, talk to any of us. Continue.
हॅलो मॅम.
येस शुभम, टेल मी.
मॅम म्हणजे थ्रेड्सचे रिलेटेड नाही आहे, पण
बोल ना.
जेव्हा आपण थ्रोज आणि लिहितो,
हा.
जेव्हा एक्सेप्शन थ्रो करायचं असते तेव्हा, आणि एकदा ट्राय कॅच मध्ये कॅच करतो, तर मॅम
बरोबर.
त्याच्यातला एकदम जो बेसिक डिफरन्स आहे ना, तेव्हा म्हणजे मी कन्फ्युज होऊन जातो, ते केव्हा वापरतो आपण.
ओके ओके ओके, लेट मी एक्सप्लेन. हे बघ, थ्रोज इज द कीवर्ड. ओके, लेट मी से दिस. मी तुला एक मिनिट, मी I'll just write a simple code so that understanding becomes easier. कारण without code जर हे केलं ना, तर then there is I mean you may not understand it fully. So let me just have a minute. ओके, आता मी सिंपलच करते. Okay, Shubham, right?
Yes, yes.
हे बघ, I'm taking a very old but simple example. तर इथे त्या सिम्पल डेट फॉर्मॅट आपण असाइन इन्स्टन्स क्रिएट केला, आणि हिअर एकच मिनिट अजून एक लिहिते. सॉरी. So the first question, why there is a compiler error? So you just take the cursor here and you'll understand. sdf.parse method. जर तू पाहिलीस जावा डॉक्स उघड, then open the Java docs parallelly, आणि इथे सिम्पल डेट फॉर्मॅटचा सुपर क्लास मध्ये आहे. ओके, यू कॅन यूज द सिम्पल डेट फॉर्मॅट. आणि सिम्पल डेट फॉर्मॅट मध्ये पार्स मेथड जी आहे, दॅट हॅज बीन इनहेरिटेड फ्रॉम द सुपर क्लास मध्ये. इथनच दाखवते थांब. इथे जर पाहिलंस तर देयर इज अ पार्स मेथड, अँड दिस पार्स मेथड. आता फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन की तुला ते थ्रोज आणि ट्राय कॅच मध्ये कन्फ्युजन आहे, तर इथे जेव्हा तू थ्रोज बघतोस, सो थ्रोज कीवर्ड इज मेंट फॉर होम, कंपायलर का रन टाइम? रन टाइम साठी नाहीये, कंपायलर साठी. बरोबर. म्हणजे you are telling the compiler that this API is telling the compiler कि parse method may I'm saying, not always, may throw this parse exception if somebody gives me the invalid date format. तर आता इथे parse exception वर if you click, so take a look at it. Parse exception काय आहे रे? Checked exception आहे का unchecked exception आहे? Oh, sorry. I will continue. Ankit is saying I have to talk in this thing. So let me rewind. What I was saying, Ankit, is here parse method is including in the throws class parse exception. Okay? So parse exception. So you are telling this parse method is telling the compiler that I'm not handling this exception. Who has to handle this exception? Shubham? No, caller. Whoever calls this method, usko call, it will have to handle the exception. So I was just asking you guys, is it a checked exception or unchecked exception? You can see. Kya hai? Check ya unchecked?
check.
It is a checked exception.
Yes.
And compiler forces the handling of the checked exception. Okay. So now, can you tell me what is the way out to satisfy the compiler? How do I satisfy the compiler? Because compiler is giving you the error unhandled check exception.
Throws आता तिथे
Okay.
throws parse exception जर केलं तर तो
हाँ. The compiler will be satisfied. Very right. So let me say this properly, Shubham. There are two ways. This is what I had said in exception handling days. There are two ways to satisfy the compiler. One is you may still want to delegate it further. So you can include in the main methods, main method declaration, throws and delegate the handling to the JVM. But in that case, if there is an error, will the code abort or will it continue? Of course, code will abort because you are giving the JVM is handling it and default handler is aborting the code.
Yes.
So let's look at it one by one. So here I say throws and parse exception. So the answer to your question is that way straightforward. If you don't want to handle the exception in your method and you want to delegate it to the caller, use throws keyword. Okay.
Yes.
So right now there is no exception, there is no error. So you can see this is your whatever
Yes.
parse date and all showing you main over. But the moment I make a mistake, tell me, are you going to see this main over or is the code going to get aborted?
Abort.
Abort ho jayega code.
Yes.
Okay. So here you got it. So now if you have a requirement that I want the code to continue, which is the method which is the way you will use? Will you still use throws or will you use wrap it in a try catch? You'll use it in a try catch.
Yes.
That is the only out. That is the only thing. So you surround it with a try catch block. Whatever is the vulnerable code. Vulnerable means the code to be guarded. Here you can see that exception. Address. And then definitely even when there is an error, code will still continue to further steps. Yes. Are you getting it?
Yes.
So it is that way. Understood completely?
Okay. तो मॅम म्हणजे डॉक्युमेंट मध्ये पाहावं लागेल जर समजलं नाही तर म्हणजे डिक्लेअर करताना थ्रोज करायचं की नाही.
I wouldn't even say that this one. See, look at this. Java docs, if you refer, very good. But even if you don't refer the Java docs, you immediately get a clue.
Yes.
Compiler will tell you immediately. Just take the cursor there and it will tell you unhandled exception. And anytime you see unhandled exception, you know for sure that it is a checked exception.
Yes.
If it was an unchecked one, compiler won't even shout.
Yes.
That way.
Yes,
That way also you can realize.
Now, ma'am, clear.
Okay, continue.
Yes, thank you.
You're most welcome. So guys, in the similar manner, if anything is bugging you, if anything is not clear from day 1 of Core Java till today, day 20, please get this doubt solved. So that you will not suffer when we take you to advanced Java web programming and all that.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, Ragini, tell me.
मैम अभी आपने वो रन का बताया ना कि रन एक नॉर्मल मेथड की तरह काम करेगा अगर हम स्टार्ट नहीं कर रहे हैं थ्रेड को तो
Yes,
पर हम थ्रेड
absolutely. तो फिर
वो
multi-threading
हम
होगा ही नहीं. Whatever are the tasks you are running, they will be running executed by the main thread.
तो मैम रन मेथड एक बार कॉल होना चाहिए नॉर्मल तरीके से.
समझ नहीं रहा है. I mean, can you repeat because your voice is little unclear. Can you please repeat your question? What are you saying? कि run method का क्या होना चाहिए?
एक बार रन मेथड कॉल होना चाहिए अगर हम लोग स्टार्ट नहीं लिखे हैं तब भी नॉर्मल मेथड.
No. If you are not calling a run or you are not calling a start, run method automatically कैसे call होगा? You will have to the correct way of doing it is what? You say thread dot start. I mean t1 dot start, and start will automatically internally call the run method.
Okay. Got it, ma'am.
Got it? Okay. If you have any confusion, you can always share your screen and I can explain it with your code. अगर समझा है तो continue. No problem.
Okay, ma'am. मैम और आपने आखिरी में आज इंटरप्ट का जो बताया उसमें भी थोड़ा कंफ्यूजन है.
Okay. So you want me to revise that or you want to ask a specific question?
थोड़ा सा रिवाइज.
Yeah, of course.
कंफ्यूजन.
Yeah, I'll revise. So guys, I'm revising the last code sample which we have written. So if anyone wants to join that revision, most welcome. So open threads 5. Threads 5 में था ना? Yeah, it was in threads 5. But before that, I would recommend open that diagram. So threads whiteboard diagram, and now I have shared with all of you. So first you have to understand what is it we were trying to do. So here, see, this is what we were trying to do. Main thread hai. Main thread is going to create two threads, T1 and T2. So that's the starting statement. Now, T1 wants to wait till T2's execution complete nahi hota. So in short, what is it we are going to call in the T1's run method? T2.join. But tell me guys, does T1 have any reference of T2? Does T1 have directly the reference of T2? No. So you will have to pass, you means main thread while creating the T1 thread will have to pass T2's reference and then we can say T2.join. Understood this much, Ragini? You're clear so far? Okay. So now, this is the picture. So what is it we have done here? T2's run method. I'm going to explain the code, but first I'm just explaining the scenario here. So T2 is continuously running while true. But is it having sleep in between or no sleep in between? We have added the intermittent sleep. Okay. Now, what is it we have written in the T1's run method? Some business logic. I mean, thread started something like that. And then simply call T2.join. Or I mean, how we have passed to T1 the T2 using the parameterized constructor. So if you come to main parent thread has created the task, ye T1, T2 wale task, attached the threads and started them. And then main is going to, if initially I showed you just T1.join, T2.join, but see the problem. T2 is continuously running. So T2 will never get over. T1 was waiting for T2 to get over. So T1 will also not get over. And main will never get over. That I had shown you in the earlier package. Are the statements reaching you guys? So far? Okay. So now that was the problem statement. So how to deal with this was the So how to deal with this? So here the solution is interrupt. So let me ask you step by step. What is interrupt? Is it a method? 100% yes. The interrupt is the method of which class? Give me the name of the class. Whose interrupt method it is? Interrupt method is of which class? Thread class. Is it a static method? Is it a non-static method? S or NS? It is a non-static method. Okay. And most importantly, when you say interrupt, suppose main, look at this. If main, in the main method, if I say T2 dot interrupt, main is sending the interrupt signal to T2. So इस case में will main get blocked? In short, is interrupt a blocking trigger? Absolutely not. Doesn't cause the invoker thread to block. But when I send interrupt signal to T2, and if T2 is sleeping, so tell me, can a sleeping thread be woken up using, can it be unblocked using the interrupt signal? 100% yes. So I gave you the analogy also in the classroom, in the theory session. So this poor thread is sleeping. Main sends the interrupt signal. The sleep of the T2 thread will get interrupted. And which exception it will get? The name of the exception itself is interrupted exception. It will get unblocked and we'll see what happens. Okay, so this is the background. Now you can open the code and understand it. So here, whenever you are trying to go through any code, my suggestion is always open the tester. Tester yani main thread, starting point of execution. So I'll highlight and you tell me guys, what is happening here? Are we creating any thread or are we simply creating the runnable task? Task or thread? Kya ban raha hai? Only the task. And when I say task, we are using the implement scenario, or best way. You just say here control click, control will come here. Is there any constructor here? There's no constructor. So default constructor call ho raha hai, and simply task2's instance is created. Okay, simple. Nothing fancy, nothing big. Now tell me, what are we doing here? Just creating the task is not sufficient. You have to attach, you have to create a thread, you have to attach that task to the thread. So tell me, what is the first argument of this thread class constructor? Ye pura revision hai, so you can enjoy the revision. What is the first argument? Runnable task instance. Yeah. So when I say runnable task instance, it means instance of the runnables implementation class, which is your task2. And what is the second argument, guys? Simple question. It's the name of the thread. So if these two lines are executed, how many threads are running in the JVM so far? Don't count garbage collector. Leave aside garbage collector. Answer is 1. You have not yet started T2. So guys, be clear. Only main thread is still runnable. Okay. T2 is not yet started. But the moment you say T2.start, where it was newly created, so new say it will transition to runnable. And now you can see here, now it is entering in the runnable state. Always keep that thread state transition diagram open as a reference. Okay, so now the story, okay, sorry. So when I say, it's a good revision. So when you call start, what will be the internally JVM, what will be the method JVM will call internally? When the programmer calls start, okay, run method, but internally it first calls start 0, a native method, non-Java method, the method which is written in a platform specific language, maybe C, C++, whatever. So that will cause the parallel thread, that will force the OS to create a separate thread of control. And whenever this thread gets a chance, what is it going to call? It is going to call task2's run method. So now go through it, learn whatever, step by step. So what will be the answer here? What is the name of the thread? T2. So you should see somewhere T2 started. This is just a simple counter, and this is your indefinitely running loop. So now when you start the whole process, when the code reaches here, when you say this, which thread will start the execution? Which thread will begin its execution? T2 will begin the execution. Are we fully clear so far, Ragini? So main thread is also runnable. Your T2 is also runnable. Great. Now I'm creating the task 1. I could not create the task 1 before task 2 because my thread 1 wanted to have the T2 ka reference. So now control click it, and you will see it is a simple parameterized constructor where I'm passing the thread 2's reference. So again, the task2 instance gets created, attaching the thread or attaching the runnable task to the thread. So just now T1 is in the new state. And when I say T1.start, now how many threads are running in our JVM, guys? How many threads are runnable? 3. All 3. T1, T2 and main. So everyone is clear? Now, whenever T1 gets, see, imagine all of them are in the ready pool. So let us say T1 gets a chance. T1 ka task kya hai? Task 1. So it will start. It will go and call the T1's, task 1's run method. So definitely ye print hoga. T1 started. And the moment it starts, is it really going to execute in any business logic, or is it going to directly get blocked? Blocking or no blocking? Of course it is getting blocked. So who is waiting for whom to finish the execution? Everyone knows the answer. T1, the invoker thread, ye T1 hai. T1 ka task 1 hai. So T1 is waiting for T2 to complete the execution. But is T2 really going to complete the execution? Of course not. It is endlessly running. So poor T1 is blocked. And what is that blocking trigger? Blocked on join. Still with me? Still clear, everyone? Okay. So now proceed. So this is a story so far. Now see, main is also a competitor. That is why I said, you draw pictures. So you have a main, you have a T1 and you have a T2 all running in parallel. So now this is the printout just to tell you where we are in the application. Now tell me, who is waiting for whom and for how long? Line number 14, who is waiting for whom and for maximum how long? Main is waiting for T1 at the most for 3 seconds. So let me ask you, is it going to wait for all these 3 seconds, or before that itself it will come out? I said, I'll repeat my question. I don't think you understood it. Will main get unblocked exactly after 3 seconds or before? Answer. Before you are saying. Wrong answer. Guys, there is no trigger. See, join method can be unblocked if T1 gets over. But can T1 get over? No, T1 is waiting for T2 to complete execution and T2 is continuously looping. So, no way. So here, main will have to spend that timeout, and the moment I have given it in writing, most of the things I do right. So here, when the control comes here, what does it imply? Is it that T1 finished the execution, or is it timeout got over? Yes, please. Timeout elapsed. Everyone with me? So now your control means if the main thread gets a control, we are pinging, we are checking the status of T1. So is T1 dead, or is it simply blocked on join? It is blocked on join. So here, of course, you will see T1 is alive, but not able to execute anything. Now, so now, if you don't send the interrupt signal, if you comment this, will your application ever terminate, or will it terminate or will it not? Answer simple question. If you comment this, of course it will not terminate. What is the story? Just imagine that you have commented it. So the moment you come to T1.join, main gets blocked because T1 is waiting for T2 to complete execution and T2 is continuously running. So all you will see on the output is which thread will be running. Your choices are main, T1, T2. T2 is the only running. Main is blocked on join, waiting for T1. T1 is waiting for T2 to finish execution. Rest two are blocked. So there's no point in seeing that. We have already seen that. Now tell me, who is sending the interrupt signal to whom? You know where we have written this code? In main. So main thread is sending interrupt signal to T2. T2 means what? Task 2. So can you tell me the line number which is interruptible. Give me the line number in the run method of T2 which can be unblocked over the interrupt. Line number, please. Line number 12, you are saying? Yes, you are absolutely right. Because I've given you in writing in that threads API, there are only 3 methods in thread class, guys. Not thread class, 3 methods in general: sleep, join, and wait. So all these 3 methods, if the thread is blocked on sleep or blocked on join or later blocked on wait, such a thread, can it be unblocked using an interrupt signal? 100% yes. So now carry the story forward. So now this poor sleeping thread got an interrupt. So can it continue sleeping or will its sleep get interrupted? Its sleep will get interrupted. Means what? It will be unblocked. So it was blocked on sleep. So it will go from blocking condition to ready pool. And whenever it gets a chance, which is the exception it is going to get, this is that interrupted exception. So now tell me, if this piece of code gets an interrupted exception, will it continue with the while loop or will the while loop get aborted? Of course, while will get aborted, and we have a matching, we have a catch-all block. So you'll 100% see. What will you see 100%? Which thread? What is the name of the thread? T1, T2 or main? T2. Task 2, right? Yeah, T2. And which error? Interrupted exception. And what will be the cause? Sleep interrupted. Okay. So T2 got an interrupted exception. After that, code simply continues. So you will see a message T2 over. Forget the message. Actually, when the run method is over, what will be the state of the T2 thread? T2 has nothing to do. So T2 will become dead. So main has sent the interrupt signal to T2. Is interrupt a kill signal? Absolutely not. But we have smartly used the, interrupt signal to stop the execution of the thread. There's no kill signal in Java. There's a stop, but stop we never use because it is prone to deadlocks. So here, this loop gets over. The catch, you will see the interrupted exception and the T2 is dead. So now tell me, who was waiting for T2 to finish the execution? Who was waiting desperately for T2 to get over? T1. So now see the parallel scenario. So your T1 was blocked here. So will it stay blocked or will it continue? Of course, it will continue. So tell me, will it continue to line number 18 or will it go to line number 20? Will it enter the catch clause or will it simply continue? You can tell me in line numbers. Of course, it is continuing. This fellow has not got any exception. The sleeping thread got the exception. Okay. So here. So of course, you will see whatever. T1 continues. But now it has nothing else to do. So it will skip the catch block. And you will see, because I have not written anything, T1 over. The moment run method is over, what will happen to thread? Thread becomes dead. So now you see, T2 is dead, T1 is dead. So which is the only thread in the system now? Main. So here you will see somewhere main waiting for children threads. Always think in concurrency. And now tell me, if T1 is already dead, and if you call T1.join, will main thread get blocked or won't? Will it get blocked or will it not? Of course, it won't get blocked. It was waiting for T1 to finish execution. T1 is dead. Will it get blocked or not blocked? Of course, not got blocked. T2 got over and you will definitely see main over. Understood something this one, Ragini? So just run this, guys. And you should be like, bold enough to play with the code. The moment you start playing with the code, you start understanding so many things. So observe. So JVM, not JVM, this one. Main thread started the threads, right? You have to interpret the output also. And so many SOPs we write for your understanding. So here, this was your this thing, what is it called? T1 dot join for 3000 seconds. I mean 3000 milliseconds. So main, you can see main is out of competition. T1 is blocked on join for T2. So it is only T2 is running. Okay. Then we had sampled T1 dot is alive. Of course, T1 is alive, simply blocked. So main got frustrated. Parent gets frustrated with children, you know that. So here, who is sending interrupt signal, you know? So T2 was while it was sleeping. And now main is saying that, okay, I'm simply waiting for you to get over. So here, who has got this interrupted exception? T2, because we got, I mean, while it was sleeping, it got an interrupt. And the whole story, you know, T2 gets over. T1 simply goes to the next line of execution, but now there is nothing for the T1 to do. And the moment T1 and T2 are over, main was waiting for these two children threads to get over. Main also gets over. And when all non-daemon threads are over, the application terminates. Making sense? Getting a better feel? So you just draw the diagrams and you just check what is happening in real time and you will get it. So since I've spent so much time, I'll definitely like to ask a question. So you're not supposed to run it, by the way. Okay. So here is the question. Okay. Are we okay with this? Has everyone understood it? Are there any questions, more questions in the given code?
Ma'am.
Yes, please.
मैम एक्चुअली मैं लाइन नंबर 14 पे स्टक हूँ. लाइक T1 ज्वाइन 3000 जो टाइम लाइक दिया है, अगर T1 उसी टाइम में फिनिश हो जाता है तो फिर वो
कैसे होगा फिनिश? अरे कैसे होगा फिनिश? दैट मींस यू नॉट अंडरस्टूड द होल डिस्कशन एट ऑल. T1 फिनिश होगा या नहीं होगा?
T2 के लिए वेट कर रहा है.
इंटरप्ट से पहले T1 फिनिश होगा या नहीं होगा? ओके, दिस वन.
T2.
अरे the whole this thing is gone. I mean, the whole fun is gone. Anyway, let me not this thing. Now tell me what will happen. मैंने interrupt निकाल दिया. So tell me what will happen here. There is no way your T1 or T2 are going to get over. So run this. And you will see continuously only the application will never terminate. T2. You see, it has sent the SOPs are there. I have not changed the SOPs, but application doesn't get over unless until you abort. So here, this was the easiest of the whole lot. Just take the cursor there, Ragini. It waits at the most for this timeout millisecond for the thread to die. So if you say, is T1 going to die here? Absolutely not. But will main continue or will main get stuck here permanently? Tell me.
Stuck.
I didn't hear your answer. I said, after 3 seconds, is main going to continue to the next line ya nahi?
Continue, ma'am.
Continue, right? So once it continues, your join is like, it is a timed out join. So maximum it will wait. And the moment I remove the interrupt, there is no way the application will terminate. So that is what it is. I have tried to explain from my side. I'm not still really understood your confusion. So tell me if you need some more help. I don't think you don't sound convinced. So tell me once again where your confusion is. I'll try to help you once again. No problem. Or think over it and you can ask me tomorrow. No issues. Okay?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. समझ गया.
No. I'm not pushing you to say yes to whatever I'm saying. I'm saying you think over it. Agar nahi samjha, sleep over it. My favorite statement. And
Okay.
if you don't understand it tomorrow, we'll have this discussion again. So
Yes,
I have a small question, guys. I'm not letting you go so easily. Tell me what will happen if I say T1 dot interrupt. Are you supposed to run it? You are not. Otherwise, you're not letting your brains think. You are letting ID answer you. So tell me, if I say T1 dot interrupt, simple question is, will you see main over? दिखेगा या नहीं दिखेगा? नहीं दिखेगा. Absolutely not. So this is how you should play. You should, try out things and all that. So let's do this. Who is sending the interrupt signal to whom? Simple question, simple answer. Main T1 को, T2 को नहीं भेजा, so T1 को भेजा. So here, now tell me, what was the state of T1 earlier? It was blocked on join. So I have a question. After main sends the interrupt signal to T1, will T1 become dead or will it continue to stay blocked? T1 will get over or will it continue to stay blocked? I'm looking at your answers. You are saying it will continue to stay blocked. I mean, 4-5 answers which I got. Where are the other 195 answers? 200 guys are sitting here with me. Wrong answer. Wrong answer. Error. Error is a weird answer. Error means I don't understand error. Guys, here, listen to the question. If you send, okay, let me say this properly. What is the state of T1? It is blocked on join. So, is join interruptible? 100% yes. Interrupt signal can wake up, can unblock the threads which are blocked on which 3 different APIs. On one side, you give me a correct answer, and when I ask you to apply it, you make mistakes. Sleep, join, and wait. So, can join be interrupted? Can the thread which is blocked on join, can it be unblocked over interrupt signal? My English may be causing a problem. Yes, 100%. So, when T1 in the main, when you interrupt T1, 100% it will get an interrupted exception. So tell me, will you see this line? T1 continues? I hope now you will give me correct answer. Yes or no? T1 continues दिखेगा या नहीं दिखेगा? Of course नहीं दिखेगा. It has got unblocked or interrupt. Will you see T1 error? Oh, Ankit, I think you said this error. I'm so sorry, I did not understand your response. Now I realize what you are saying. You meant this error, right, Ankit? Oh, I did not understand you. Somebody said error and I just did not respond. My bad. Anyway, so you will definitely see this error, T1 error, and which exception? Interrupted exception. Next one, there's nothing else to do. So T1 over, 100% T1 will become dead. So now, guys, come back here. So here, you will see this line, main waiting for child thread. So here I will just change it to T1. So now tell me, what will happen on this line? Will main get blocked or will it not get blocked? It won't get. Himanshu, you are absolutely right. I just want everyone to be there like you. So this will not get blocked. So it will come to T2. Abhi kya hoga? Will main get blocked? Blocked on join waiting for T2? Of course, yes. We have not done anything to T2. So 100% you will not see main over because of T2 not getting over. So when I tell you guys, play with the code, this is what I mean. Try some things bravely without feeling, whatever, and you will see this. So let me just, this is going to continue end of whatever eternity. So you can see, observe all that. So all the things earlier were same. Main is sending the interrupt signal to T1. We are not touching T2 this time. So who got an interrupted exception? T1 got an interrupted exception. The point to carry home is interrupt signal can be used as the unblocking trigger to unblock the thread which is blocked on join. Okay, so you are seeing this T1 over and all fine, but poor main thread cannot get over because it is waiting for T2 to finish execution. That is the explanation. Having better clarity now? Okay, so that is what, you use join interrupts and all that, and you will definitely reach a better clarity. And I have given you all this summary in today's help. Anytime you want to look at it, you can. So if you see, this is your day 20 help. I've shared it in day 20 data. Threads में there is a second now. There's somewhere blocking, unblocking triggers. I've given you a diagram. Yeah. There's no blocking, unblocking trigger. Wait a second. Just a minute. Otherwise I'll share. Multi-threading, there's no this. Yeah, there is under the D20 help threads multi-threading में blocking unblocking triggers. This is one of the very good summary diagrams or summary flow, whatever slide. So the thread which is blocked on sleep, so this is a blocking trigger. This is a blocking API. Left hand side is the blocking API. RHS is the unblocking trigger. So if nobody sends an interrupt signal, the thread will happily complete its sleep, and the sleep duration, whenever the sleep is over, it will continue to runnable. I mean ready to run code. But before the sleep is over, somebody sends an interrupt, it will get an interrupted exception and will be unblocked. So, this is the summary. So if the thread is blocked on input, then sending the interrupt signal is useless. The thread which is blocked on input can never be unblocked over interrupt. But the thread which is blocked on join, so I've given a lot of API things. So if you call join without timeout, the thread will wait till the other thread gets over, or it can be unblocked on the interrupt. And the last thing which I discussed is join with a timeout. So whatever happens first, if the specified thread gets over, the joining thread, the block thread will get over, or on the interrupt, or worst case, max time it will wait for these milliseconds. The moment timeout is elapsed, the thread will be unblocked. So we have considered only first three conditions. These two tomorrow. I mean, I don't think tomorrow. Let's see how it goes. The next things like tomorrow or some other time. So did you understand this diagram? You can use this to understand more in threads. So you put all the things together, and like this, if you get anywhere, you feel lost or you feel confused, talk to me. We can help you anytime. So do try completing the assignment, or even assignment pressure never take. Just go through the revision so that tomorrow when I take you to the second level of threads or the next level of threads, when we are going to apply it to collections and IO, you all should be ready. Anyway, continue. If there are any more questions, do ask.
मॅम
Yes, Nilesh?
हे थ्रेड क्लास मधल्या तिची रन मेथड आहे आणि रनेबल इंटरफेस मधली जी रन मेथड आहे त्याच्यातला काही डिफरन्स आहे?
तू विचार करून सांग मला. He is asking me, what is the difference between runnable interfaces run method and the threads run method? Anyone wants to take up that question? Runnable interface की method abstract है या concrete है, Nilesh? I want answer from Nilesh. Of course, abstract. It is a single abstract method. तो उसमें कुछ है ही नहीं, declaration है sir. Whereas when you talk about the thread class has implemented. See, don't trust me. Trust your Java docs at least. Open the thread class, this one, Nilesh or anyone. And here you will see thread class has implemented runnable interface. तो उसमें run method. Look for run method. Okay. They have given you everything. So see this here. Forget this because we are not using other. This method does nothing and returns. So tell me, Nilesh, when you look at the thread method when you look at the run method in the thread class, is it abstract or is it concrete? A or C?
It is concrete.
It is concrete. But उसमें कुछ implementation logic है या there is no implementation logic in that? Answer is there is no implementation logic. That is the answer. Got it? Samjha?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, sure.
मॅम जर त्या मेथडचं इम्प्लिमेंटेशन म्हणजे त्याच्यात फक्त रिटर्न करते तर मग ते युजच का करतो?
आपण कुठे यूज करतोय? आपण ओव्हरराइड करतोय. कधीतरी आपण सुपर क्लासची मेथड यूज करतोय का? इन बोथ द केसेस, whether it is extended or implements runnable, we are always supplying our own business logic. जर त्यांनी रन मेथड इम्प्लिमेंट केली नसती तर थ्रेड क्लास हा ऍबस्ट्रॅक्ट झाला असता and then you wouldn't have been able to create the thread class instance. So they wanted to make it as a concrete class, and the moment you say I want to write a concrete class, they had to supply the run method ka implementation. That's why they did not know what implementation to right? Because business logic is decided by us programmer. That is why this approach. You got me? समजलं का नाही समजलं?
हो.
विचार कर, sleep over it. So I'm logging off in another 2-3 minutes. So if you have some interesting questions like this, do ask. Otherwise, like I said, you continue in your own manner, revision, assignment, whatever you want to, and we will meet tomorrow. But if there are any questions, definitely tell me. What is 6:30 to 7:30? Oh, you have a mock test now. Okay, fine. So we will stop the session. So I'll just stop the share. You have already, you should, I never knew this. I thought we have the whole thing to us. Anyway, I'm stopping the sharing. After your mock test, if you have the energy, will, and all that, please revise what we said in threads, and see you all tomorrow.